Let's go! I am so hyped right now because, of course, Marvel just dropped a brand new trailer for Shang Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is right. I finally remembered to pronounce it right. Shang Chi. I mean, just Shang-Chi, like the way it's spelled, I always kept messing it up. Like, you know, that's how I think it would sound by the spelling. But no, it's Shang-Chi, or at least we assume it is. And I finally remembered to pronounce it right in this video. So, guys, you should be proud of me. I think I did a pretty good job here. Although, don't be surprised if I mess it up again later. Just being honest. But anyways, this was a great trailer. Of course, we got that huge reveal at the end with some characters returning to the MCU. Super excited about that. But also, just the rest of the trailer. This looks like such a good movie. Because I think with the first trailer, I really liked it. But at the same time, it felt like it was missing something. It didn't really feel like an MCU movie. But this trailer really makes it feel like an MCU movie. It's like there was some sort of element that was missing that was really just pushed in our faces with this trailer, and I loved it so much. So guys, we're gonna go ahead and break down this trailer now, again, for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, and I am so excited for this. But let's go ahead and get into it. So we start off the trailer with a little backstory on the Ten Rings, which is a very interesting thing in this movie, because in the comics, they are actual rings that you wear on your fingers, but it's been changed for this movie to be kind of like bracelets, which I wasn't a big fan of at first, but in this trailer, they make them look pretty cool. So the Ten Rings are actually kind of like a family heirloom that's been passed down generation to generation, warrior to warrior, and they're just these super duper powerful weapons. And in the comics, they're actually alien ancient technology, so I'm not sure if that's going to be part of it as well. I mean, he did say that they were passed down through generations, so it would not surprise me if it was like some ancient alien came to Earth, dropped them off, and was like, oh, forgot my bracelets. So we really get to see them in action here, and they look so cool. And then the Mandarin, aka Wenwu, actually says to Shang-Chi when he's a child that one day when you're older, if you're strong enough and if you prove yourself, then maybe you will be able to wield the Ten Rings as well. But we know Wenwu is not that good of a guy, so he's gonna betray him, and he's just this big bad guy. And Shang-Chi is not liking that. He's against that. He's like, you're just a criminal. And also, I love this Marvel Studios logo with the 10 rings in the background. Also, that gold looks so good. So that's awesome. And then we get this character here, which I think is maybe Shang-Chi's mother. I don't know for sure, because she goes on to say that Shang-Chi is both a part of his mother and his father, whether he likes it or not. But I am liking these flashbacks of young Shang-Chi with his mother. Again, not sure if that's the same character or not, or somebody else. Maybe his mother's dead. Maybe Wenwu even killed her. That guy, oh, yeah, he's definitely, he's literally, his henchman walks around wearing this crazy mask. Can you get more evil than that? I don't think so. Well, I guess you can, because he's literally abusing his son. He literally has these two ninja guys whacking his son with a stick. It's probably very painful. Plus, it's freezing cold out there. Like, let him put a shirt on. It's got to be cold out there. But then we get some cool action here, which I think is a really cool spot in the trailer, where we see Shang-Chi, maybe as a teenager at this point, he's battling Death Dealer, one of the villains of this film, and then it transitions right into Shang-Chi as an adult battling him, so I thought that's pretty cool. And Death Dealer is actually the one that trains Shang-Chi to become this giant, huge, badass warrior that we know him as, or we will know him as. And then we get a quick shot of this tournament arena, which I'm not sure how big of a role it's going to play in the movie, because based off leaks and rumors we've heard previously, I thought this was going to be like the big main event, and Wenwu would be involved in this and everything, but it looks kind of small. It looks like it's in a nightclub or something like that, so I don't know if it's really going to be like a big part, but I'm still really excited for it, to see all those various champions entering the tournament. And then I love this part too, where Wenwu was like, you know, I told my henchmen that they couldn't kill you even if they tried, and I'm glad that's true. And then he's like, oh, come on, Dad. Why you gotta make your henchmen try to kill me? I mean, I'm a badass and I could take him out anyway. But that's still mean. Then another one. Just a great shot of the 10 rings in action. Really making me like this bracelet thing a little bit better. and they just look so cool. And this is another flashback that connects to one of the scenes we saw in the first trailer where Wenwu like smashed a table with him. So that's where that connects to this September. Super excited for this now. Really. Then we got Shang-Chi on the outside of a train. This is another thing we saw a little bit of in the first trailer where he is actually battling Razor Fist, another one of the villains in this movie who I think is... Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's going to be part of that tournament as well, so this might even be taking place right after that tournament. Maybe he made Razor Fist pretty mad, and then, well, he got thrown out the window of the subway, so that's not too good there. But it's interesting how Shang-Chi, he actually goes on to say that he even changed his name and everything. He wanted to go on to live this life, like this new life, and we saw this at the beginning of the first trailer, or maybe it was a teaser trailer, I don't remember for sure, and it was basically, it started off that trailer with like him living this great life. I think he was like a valet, so it's probably not that great life, he's probably not making too much money, but he's having a good time with all his friends and all that stuff. And I think Wenwu mentioned something about like, I'll give you 10 years or however many years it was to live your life how you want, and then you're gonna have to come back and work for me and basically take up the family mantle and the family business. So Shang-Chi is like, he tried to escape, but his life of living is over. So now he's got to go back to face his father, and we get a scene here that I'm pretty sure we saw in the first trailer as well, where Wenwu, he's staring at this wall, and all of a sudden a bunch of water just comes out, and you can see that he has the rings on his arms. So I'm thinking that he's actually using the rings to do this, because when it comes to the rings, they each have a different specific power. I don't remember all the specific ones and if they're actually going to accurately adapt that to this movie, but I'm pretty sure there's one that has to do with water. So I'm thinking that's what this is doing right here. Another interesting thing is we've got like this, I don't know if it's like a throne or some sort of ancient thing. There's water coming out there. Maybe this is actually why he's draining the water or something like that to unveil this. But then here's another great shot of just this water just floating in the air, which is just visually so beautiful. And I love that shot. It's kind of blurry from the screenshot, but when it's in HD, it looks awesome. Then here's a shot of looks like when Wenwu first brings Shang-Chi back to his home. And we've got Razor Fist there on the right, Wenwu in the white, Shang-Chi, I think Ling, actually his sister, and Awkwafina's character Katie. So that's what's going on there. And then a flashback with Wenwu, or at least I think it's a flashback. Sometimes it's hard to tell here, because sometimes like he's got the long hair that's kind of like the Mandarin we saw in Iron Man 3 that just turned out to be Travis Slattery, you know, that whole thing. But then another shot of Razor Fist. This is the one we saw in the first trailer as well, but still just so cool. Like that slow motion of the Razor Fist, you know, Razor Fist just sliding across right above Shang-Chi's face. And then we get to see a lion, which is again, another thing we saw in the first trailer, but very, very briefly. And it was really hard to get a screenshot of this because the shot was so fast. But yes, I believe this is a lion, or some sort of mythical creature that is attacking everybody here. And this is kind of crazy, but also awesome. I mean, we got giant lions here. And as you'll see later, also dragons. And then Shang-Chi shirtless, showing off the abs and muscles, of course, because that's what every Marvel superhero does. I wish I looked like that, but good for you, Simu Liu. Looks like he's getting ready for this tournament in the arena, and he's actually battling his sister, Ling, here in this scene. So there's her, Ling. She looks pretty cool, and I think she's going to be working for Wenwu, her father, but then probably by the end she'll join Shang-Chi. By the end of it. Then another great shot of Wenwu with the 10 rings. That's a big part of this trailer, is just Wenwu and the 10 rings. And that's really what this story focuses on, is whoever has the 10 rings is in power. So another great shot. I'm loving the blue effects on those. I do wish, however, that it was like rainbow colored like it is in the comics. Like every ring has like a different color stone on it. But that is very similar to the Infinity Stone. So I get why they wanted to do this. But yeah, then we get to see a dragon. Literally a real dragon here in the trailer, because Shang-Chi looks like he's underwater, and yes, in fact, that is a dragon right there. And no, unfortunately, it's not Fin Fang Foom. Simu Liu has confirmed that Fin Fang Foom will not be in this movie. I made a video on it, although who knows, he could be lying. But this is actually known as the Great Protector. We've seen this character, this dragon, leaked on leaked merchandise, action figures. I think they did a Funko Pop of it. So yeah, we're getting a dragon in this movie. It's not Fin Fang Foom, but still really cool. And he's called the Great Protector. So I'm interested to see what he is greatly protecting. Is it the 10 rings? But that kind of wouldn't make sense because Wenwu has them. So I'm wondering what he's protecting, but I'm definitely excited to find out. And then of course Shang-Chi is just like, whoa, that's a dragon in front of my face. Kind of the same reaction you'd have if you saw like a giant shark swimming in the water. That's how I'd feel. But then things really ramp up from here. Really, this whole trailer is great, but really at this moment things really heat up because you got Shang-Chi in his final form, his final superhero suit, which by the way, I just got the Marvel Legends action figure of this suit, and it looks so good. We haven't really seen it much in the trailers, but I think he looks great. And then just this beautiful shot. I think the VFX and CGI here looks amazing, of just that blue energy versus the yellow energy. I'm not sure really how Shang-Chi is doing this. Does he have a couple of the 10 rings, or 2 of the rings, I guess? That's what it looks like, maybe. But then again, I don't know. But just the contrast between the blue and the yellow looks so good. And then seeing those close-up shots of the 2 characters is so awesome. Shang-Chi looks so cool. Definitely reminds me of like Iron Fist with all that yellow energy, and really makes me sad that we're not getting Iron Fist in the MCU. But hopefully, in the future, we'll have to wait and see. And then, of course, it does flash the logo, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That's right, I still remember to pronounce it right. But I mean, I remember when I was watching the trailer for the first time, I was like, all right, cool, now they're just going to end it off with some joke like they usually do in these trailers. But then all of a sudden, we got the big boy reveals here, because Awkwafina's character Katie is talking to Shang-Chi once again. She's like, yeah, you got this. And then we get to see Abomination. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, Abomination right there in the flesh with a new redesign. And no, I'm not just assuming it's Abomination. You turn on closed captions, it does say his name is Abomination, because that is the Abomination. And this is, of course, the villain we saw in the 2008 The Incredible Hulk movie. He was looking a lot less cool back then. I actually just rewatched this movie a couple weeks ago. Not the greatest of the MCU, but still a fairly good movie. So now he's finally making his return to the MCU, and it's been confirmed we're going to see him in the She-Hulk Disney Plus series. Tim Roth is returning for that, but we had no idea who's going to be in this movie. We've heard leaks and rumors of a whole bunch of characters being in this tournament for this film, but Abomination is not one of them. So I'm surprised they confirmed him and not one of the ones that have been leaked, but I'm not complaining because this is awesome, especially because, again, they gave him an updated design, because I really am not a big fan of his design in The Incredible Hulk. So they finally gave him the fins, and here's a quick comparison from the 2008 design to now the 2021 Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings design. And it looks so good. It's such a quick shot and it's so blurry, so it's hard to see, but you can see that he's got the fins like he does in the comics. He's got spikes all over him. He's got like a little tunic going on. Definitely reminds me of the design from the Marvel's Avengers video game, but with the fins, and it just looks so cool. I loved it. Now I really want an action figure of this Abomination because he looks so cool, and maybe that's one of the reasons they actually revealed him. Maybe they revealed him in this trailer so that they can give us an action figure. I'm hoping that's the reason, because I really want this, because he looks so cool. But guess what? If you thought that was already cool, because I know I did, things get even cooler, because look who he's battling. When you first watch the trailer, at first it seems like, oh, it's Shang-Chi, because that's who's talking at the moment. But no, that is actually our good old buddy Wong, of course played by Benedict Wong, from the Doctor Strange movie, and also Infinity War and Endgame. And wow, this is insane. I'm surprised they confirmed him being in this movie, but we have heard rumors of him appearing in this film before. I made videos about it previously, and this is so awesome because Wong is, you know, when he's in the Doctor Strange movies, is like the side character. He's basically Doctor Strange's sidekick. So maybe he can show up in this movie, just be a complete badass, and just look awesome. So I think this is going to be so cool, and I'm so excited to see this. But guys, if you haven't already, you can go ahead and check out my video where I actually break down this first look at the Abomination and Wong, even though I kind of already did that, but I go more in depth on details there. So if you haven't already, please go ahead and check that out. And then Shang-Chi's like, yeah, thanks. And, you know, it's just that joke that you usually get, but included and mixed in with that amazing reveal there. So, September 3rd, 2021. So excited for this, guys. With the first trailer, I was excited, but now I'm hyped. There's a huge difference between excited / interested and hyped. I'm hyped now, especially just for that tournament with Abomination versus Wong, and who knows what other character's going to show up. It's going to be insane. I am so excited for this, guys. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think about this brand new trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings? Did it get you more hyped? What are you excited to see in this movie? And of course, let me know all your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit the subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.